way to kind of get you to understand men. And the first thing that we have to understand is this, is that men and women are different. We have to accept each other for our differences. And then number two, don't believe the bullshit about open and honest communication. It doesn't exist. Nobody's totally completely open and honest. If you were, you probably would be committed to a psych ward. You would be a crazy person. And the reason why that is because everyone perceives reality different. Everybody perceives their life different. So I can say something with the exact same word as someone else, and it will be conveyed, or it will received in a totally different way. Because we're different people. We have different experiences. We have different kinds of triggers that trigger different emotions. So we're just different. We're just different. So the things that bother you may not bother somebody else, and the things that bother somebody else may bother you. That's the way it is. And so when it comes down to when you get him to propose, you may drop subtle hints, and you may be thinking that you're being as blunt as possible in many ways by telling him exactly what you want. But in the end, he still may not get it. Or he may not think that you love him enough, or that you're committed enough to the relationship to want to be with him and marry him. So if that's the case, then I definitely think that you should look into the 5 love languages. I saw this young man on Oprah, and it blew me away. And, they were talking about a lot of couples who were either courting or who were married, and learned about their partner's love languages. And I think this is very important if you want to get the guy to pop the question and propose. You have to know what makes him tick. You have to know what his love languages is. And basically there's 5 love languages. And the 5 is the one is words of affirmation. Of course, words like I love you, I care for you, I'm here for you, I'm going to be with you. Those are pretty much, simple words of love. It's almost as if you're saying I love you without saying the words I love you. And then giving gifts. And, I don't mean that you should be looking out your window and hoping to get like this Porsche or this, this Rolls Royce with like trimmed leather seats and, all kinds of crazy, luxuries. Don't look at gifts like that, because you're going to look like a gold digger. But gifts are like, if you want to see a movie and you've been waiting for the movie to come out, and he pops up and he has the tickets to see the movie before you had a chance to mention it to him, that's gift giving. He's thinking about you, and he's thinking about you with really good intentions. And then, of course, quality time. And when I say quality time, I don't mind sleeping together in the same bed, for 8 hours and then getting up in the morning. I don't mean sharing a car to go back and forth to work. That's not quality time. Quality time is where you're both unwinding and you're both sitting and just truly enjoying each other's company. Watching a movie, walking and holding hands. That's quality time. Of course, the other one is services. You want to do things for your man. If you're living with him and he comes home one day and he's just pissed off because he had a bad day at work, leave him alone. Give him a chance to unwind. Give him the space. If you have a child, or, if you have things that you have to do, take that child to the park. Give him his alone space so he can just vent and unwind. And you will appreciate that. Or, if it's your turn to do, if it's his turn to do the laundry and he comes home and has a bad day, you can just do the laundry for him. And he'll appreciate that, because he knows that you're doing a service. It's a whole, that's that whole way of communicating that you love him. And of course, last but not least is physical touch. And I happen to think this is big with a lot of men. Physical touch. And when we say physical touch, it's not physical touch to get him sexually aroused, to get him stimulated. We understand how that works. What we're talking about is physical touch, rubbing the head, rubbing the arm, rubbing the legs, doing massages, doing things to make him feel very, very, very loved. So all these things are discussed in the Girl Gets Ring system. It's not about manipulation. It's not about, tricks and gimmicks. We've been through that before. We understand it doesn't work. But it's about a tried and proven system to get you to move to the next level. And so please, if you would, join the Million Marriage Mission at ring.alternativevibrations.com. Sign in and get additional tips and information on how to have better relationships and take it to the next level. Also hit me up on Twitter and on Facebook, GetHimThePuertoRinger.com. So I'm certainly looking forward to hearing from you, and don't be afraid to share your stories on Facebook. Peace out.